Dan, nice to see you, mate.
You too, mate.
We're live now, mate, but we'll start in a minute, mate.
No worries.
Just give it a minute. I haven't been on for about 2 months, mate.
Uh-huh.
My mate passed away Christmas. I've fucking dropped off a bit since then, do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Understandable, mate.
He used to do it with me.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
It's all right, mate. While we're on that subject, I'd just like to say R.I.P. to Aaron Lee.
Yeah.
He used to fight for Bad to the Bone. Good lad, and he's fucking devastating story, mate. It's been hard. It's been hard because it was similar to me mates.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he lasted longer. Aaron, though.
Mm-hmm.
He lasted a lot longer. My mate was diagnosed and dead within 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
It's brutal.
I think Aaron fought for a good 6 months there, didn't he?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, man. So our condolences there to his partner and kids. So, but his wife, they got married last week.
Yeah, seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's right, Benjamin. Right, be good to chat because we've got no mods in. That means they can abuse us all.
It's all right, Paul won't read it.
They all get annoyed. I don't need it, mate. It's all right. Right, ladies and gents, Dan Mohamed. I don't know whether anyone's heard of this fella, but he stole the show, as far as I'm concerned, on Bad to the Bone in Barnsley. Was yours and Lewis's fight, mate, was a fucking a good war, mate. Yeah. How did you even? You had a bit of rivalry there, didn't you?
Yeah, I've known Lewis for a wee while. Obviously, bare knuckle, it's getting big and big now, but I was one of the first, really. I know Tony Lafferty's been on the scene before me, but I think he's based in Wales. So I was one of the first, like, Scottish bare knuckle fighters. So me and Lewis, we done a bit of training, helped him out for his first fight, got some rounds in and whatnot. And then, maybe a year ago, 6, 7 months, just had the idea in my head I wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
We went
you just fancied it.
What was that?
Did you just fancy it?
Yeah. We're both game. You know, we went through stuff and we got sorted out.
Yeah. It was a great fight, mate. It was a proper back and forth, like the whole fight. So just to start, Dan, let's just do a little bit about yourself, mate. How did you get into it? What have you got a box? I've got your box ref up, right? But I believe you haven't updated them yet.
Yeah, I think it's just got BKFC and Bad to the Bone from there. So my record now is 7 wins and 3 defeats.
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
I don't know, because a few of the lads were speaking that fought on that show. It's quite annoying that it doesn't seem to get updated.
It is annoying, mate.
Because I've had 10 fights now. It's only showing off as 2, so it's a bit of a. But I started off with the underground, the pit fighting, and I've just I've fought on Bad to the Bone, BKFC. I fought on the Straightener show in the north of England. So I fought on a few different platforms now. No boxing, no amateur background or anything like that. I boxed, but didn't fight. I'm just game, mate. I enjoy. I've actually said to everyone I've spoke to about the fight that I got more buzz from that 5-round war with Lewis than if I'd have went in and knocked him out in 10 seconds. I got more enjoyment out of that.
I get that, mate, because it's like it was a bit like the Eubank and Ben fight on the weekend. You know what I mean? There's no losers, is there? When it's a fight like that, mate, you're both with. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, mate. Like, you know, I've had before the last one, I had 2 defeats, and I took them quite bad because I don't think I performed as well as I could have or should have. Well, I know I couldn't have. I know I didn't perform as well, but I think with that, obviously there was an initial pissed off. You didn't win, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I had the time of my fucking life in there.
Yeah, you just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's so your first ever fight, what was that on and where?
Spartan
Spartan.
in the pit.
Where was that?
Bradford.
Bradford. See, the only reason I'm asking, mate, is because I know that the bare knuckles not it's not really over in Scotland, is it, at the moment?
No, I've never fought in Scotland. It's funny. A couple of my mates have just set up like the first proper bare knuckle show.
Have they?
In Scotland? That's happening in July in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Impact BKB they're called. So it's going to be good that they're actually going to have it up here, and I'm sure they'll fight on that at one point rather than fucking traveling everywhere.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point Stefan's got interest in putting one up in Scotland.
Oh yeah, there's you know, there's so many. I mean, we're just hard cunts, to be honest with you. To put it bluntly. So I'm surprised no one's made like inroads before to put it up here.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Fucking Ben, what kind of a question that?
Let me read it.
Ask Dan if he was in war with 4 men. One is like the 2 going faking a lodge for a priest. Which one was he? Typical you, Ben. Where were we?
Yeah, so he's got the Impact BKB coming up. No doubt he'll be on that soon.
Yeah. So, do you know on the what was it? The cage? What did you say it was?
Pit fighting.
Pit. What was the pit?
So it's like an 8x8 foot pit, and you just stand and there's nowhere to move. Just need to have it out with the other guy.
Yeah. Just
So
a straight slugfest.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide. There's very little boxing in there.
Yeah. And how did you find it? Did you like it or?
I loved it, mate. I loved it. But it was never going to be something I wanted to do for, there's some guys who that's all they do, the pit fighting. But I backed myself and my training and all that to go on to better platforms like Bad to the Bone, BKF, etc.
I'll tell you what, mate, what a platform now Bad to the Bone is.
Oh, yeah. So
I bet. Tell us how you felt when you walked out there, mate, because that must have been unreal, that time.
Yeah, it was.
The setup and...
Mate, it was... I got there quite early on the day of the fight, and I was doing my thing, just shadowing in the ring and whatnot, and I took some photos, videos, sent it to my mates and all that, and then I think last week at some point I was just looking through it all, thinking, like, what a fucking venue it was. It was... Walking out was brilliant. I had a few mates there. Long way for them to travel, obviously. It was my missus's first fight that she's been to. So
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, her first ever fight she's came to.
And what did she think?
I think she was a bag of nerves. But she enjoyed it.
Yeah. So knowing you first got into it, mate, into the bare knuckle, what inspired you to do it? Is there something that caught your eye? Did you go to a certain gym and fucking someone put you on, or did you see it on the telly?
the
'Cause it's
buzz
still
of it all,
low.
yeah, the buzz of it all, mate. I mean, there's certain people that you see, you know. I remember, you know, like Danny Christie was kind of just emerging at the time and all that. I've
Yeah.
actually, you know, became quite close with Danny and Danny's team since.
Yeah.
I
think we all have to take our hats off to Danny. Danny's
Yeah.
brought a lot of people
That was
to the
my
bare
first
knuckle.
night or so, yeah.
Oh yeah, massive, mate. Well, you know,
Yeah.
just guys like him, so inspirational.
Yeah.
One of the first kind of guys I looked out for was James Lilly. And then guys, obviously, just the fight of the weekend there, Jimmy and Rico, two absolute fucking legends.
Yeah.
So there was guys like that were serving as kind of an inspiration as well.
Yeah. There was did you watch the BKFC Saturday?
Yeah. Unreal.
There was a few lads off bad to the bone there, weren't they?
Yeah, so, the big Hayes
the Huntsman.
Yeah. Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Oh yeah.
And Andrea, is it?
Yeah, of course, fighting Kamosi.
Yeah.
Some
again, bad to the bone, mate. It shows you the level you're on.
No, absolutely.
100%, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's like it's, you know, it's world level, that, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Up in Italy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolute fucking credit to Stefan and all of that, yourself and all the lads that are doing it, because there's nothing setting them apart. You know what I mean? What you're finding is all these fight like yourself, Dan. They're all fighting on these. You know, there's 3 or 4 top shows, and they're all between them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? And I have a little question, Dan. See, I've looked into you there. I met you on the day, and thank you for that. When you out, so I appreciate that. But so looking into it, you must have always been in gyms around you, like train. You must always have been fighting fit, and this is just coming your path that you thought. So, and to pick Knoxy as your opening, bad to the bone, like that speaks volumes.
That wasn't his opener. He fought last year.
Oh, was it? Yeah. But so have you always been in gyms? Have you always kept fit?
Yeah, I've always been fit, mate. I've always looked after myself and all that. I always am, like, even if I'm not in fight camp, you know, I look after myself. I eat the right things. I train 2-3 times a day. I go down to, as I said to you both, I train out of O'Toole's gym in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Probably the best bare knuckle gym in the country, with the coaches and the caliber of fighters there. So I'm always, you know, I think my thing with bare knuckle is that a lot of people kind of think they can half-arse it. Whereas I'm like, it's such a, you know yourselves how easy it is to get hurt. So if you're going to do it, you need to do it right. You need to go all in. And that's what I've committed to.
I tell everyone that, mate. These are, 90% of you now are athletes. It's not just fellas who think they can have a go. Do you know what I mean? That's when people get confused. You know what I mean? They just think that it's just, and especially because they end so quick as well. A lot of them that they're very fast turnover, aren't they? So they just think they don't realise the work that goes into it. These are trained athletes. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Who's your to date? I know you've had 10 now, 7 wins, 3 losses. What's your most memorable one? Is it Lewis?
It's probably up there, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
It really is. It was the best camp of my life. There was no stone unturned. Obviously there was added bit of like rivalry and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, it was like a Scottish world title, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was good.
He obviously brought a very good crowd down with him as well.
Yeah.
So the whole atmosphere. Yeah, it's probably my most memorable was against Knoxy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Like I said, I was on a chat forum the next day with I think it was BKU and something else, and they were asking what was the best fight of the night, and most people will put on Donovan, is it? Brad.
Yeah, the Australian boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's Brad Donovan and Brad Walton.
Yeah. So it was Brad, the Australian boy, and the other Brad, who done he jabbed the McDonough, is it?
Yeah. That's it.
He jabbed McDonough out twice.
Yeah.
He didn't get his right hand out, just jabbed him twice. But I said yours and Lewis was the one. Do you know what I mean? Easily. Normally, what I like to do, Dan, is I like to play.
Right.
The fight, but this is the way it works. Stefan's footage doesn't come out, but won't come out for weeks.
Right.
And my footage, it's good footage. But it's one angled, if you know what I mean. It doesn't give you the proper look of. I've took a few clips and I've took a few bits off it, but then Stefan always has some of his clips come out, and when I see his clips, he's clipped what I've clipped.
Right.
Same bit.
Yeah.
But his looks.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Do you know what I mean? From mine, because you're on an angle, we're below the ring. So from the angle we're on, it can look like you're bashing Lewis or Lewis is bashing you.
Yeah.
And it's not. If you get the correct angle, it's a back and forth.
Both of us.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna see if we can pull a little clip or two up, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
And see if
Go on, have a little gab while you're sorting that out.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, so Dan, so that's what I mean. I seen you, we were at the presser, and then you stood by me. I could see you were a fighter. And you just stood there. I was surprised when it turned out you were fighting Knox. And then once I was aware, after about 5 minutes, I could feel it then. I could feel it. It was, but that, did you come down on your own? Did you just travel down the day before?
Yeah, mate. So I travelled down the Friday, just myself. And then my coaches, Andy from Newcastle and George from up here, came down on the Saturday.
So you had your trainers from Newcastle in your corner.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's important, mate, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Like I say, mate, I'm very, very lucky for Andy in Newcastle and George up here in Glasgow. I'm working with two of the best guys I could work with.
Yeah, and the other one, looking at your profile, so that's what I imagine you're on now, hence coming on here. You're looking to build your profile now and give it a proper dedication and all your effort.
Yeah, mate, it's something probably I struggle with and whatnot. Like I was saying to the missus before that I probably get more nervous doing like podcasts and stuff than I do fighting. But it's something I'm sure a lot of the guys are the same.
Yeah. Well,
I've got them all, Nix. I'm not looking for that. I'm trying to get them some. Stefan releases some quality ones, but I think they're on Facebook. I can't actually pull them ones off.
Yeah. So Dan, I've seen on your little profile on your Facebook that most days you're up at 4 a.m. What does a typical day look like, Dan, for you?
When I'm in like the deep trenches of camp, it's 4 a.m. down to Newcastle. Train there for a couple hours. If I'm training up here, then it's up at 4 a.m. again. I'll do 2 or 3 sessions a day. I'll do either, for example, tomorrow, even though I'm not in camp, I'm doing strength conditioning in the morning. And then boxing after that, but it could be sprints, it could be a long, like today was boxing and a long run. So always staying busy and always staying ready, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Dedication, that way.
Yeah.
What's next for you, Dan? If you had to say where you want to be in the next 2 years, mate, where are we going, and what's your hopes and aspirations, mate?
boring answer, mate, but I never want to look more than a fight ahead, to be honest with you. I'm going to take, because I've had quite a busy year. That's 3 fights in a year for me. So I'm planning taking a few months off, chilling, save some money from travelling about, training and that. And then I've spoke to Steph, probably jump on a Bad to the Bone show at the end of the year.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, you're looking at December or something?
Yeah, something towards the tail end of the year, mate. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see if we can. These are my clips again, mate. It doesn't really. I've seen Stefan, but I can't. They're on Facebook. They're not on these apps, and I can't get the Facebook up on it. But you can see it's a fucking go back and forth. Just got these clips. Yeah, it was charging. Do you know when you started that?
Yeah.
Because you both fucking run at each other, mate.
Yeah. Well, we had, like I say, I know Lewis. I know how he trains, how he fights. We worked on the game plan. We knew what he was going to do. I've walked out that fight, mate, with a broken nose and a bust rib, no cuts or anything. So I knew what he was going to do. I think I dealt with it quite well. I was having a lot of joy with my straight punches, my jab, my backhand. I wish I'd got off more, but it's easier said than done, because even though you can plan and prepare for him like that, it's still intense when he's coming rushing towards you for the full fight.
Yeah. We're gonna watch the fight, mate.
Yep.
It's better than nothing, isn't it? Our footage.
Yeah.
My internet.
I don't know, I'm sure. Talk us through it, Dan. What are you thinking of these points?
Yeah, mate. One thing that kind of think worked against me was not being able to work in the clinch, which we knew, but it's one of my strengths. Worked on it a lot. Yeah, I've worked on it a lot in the past. Worked on it with Andy and Gio, and I felt I could have hurt him in the clinch, which is obviously an easy thing to do when someone's the type of fighter that Lewis is. Tie them up and hurt them there. But yeah, like I said, mate, the plan was, and I did have success with it, with the straight punches.
Sorry, bro.
All good, mate, all good.
Was you tired, mate?
I
know that's like a cliche question. Obviously, you were tired, but like, at what point did you think, "Fuck, I'm in a war here. This is fucking it's a battle"?
I think the 4th round, mate. I was in the gym with George today, my coach up here, and it's the first time I've seen him since the fight. And he asked me the same question, and I think probably the 4th round, mate.
The 4th.
I stood up for rounds 1 to all the way through to 3, but the 4th round I needed that still.
I don't know what's going on. This is our footage, not someone else's.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a mad one, Dan. We'd seen Lewis a few times. We got to know Lewis. It's the first time we'd been to Bad to the Bone, so we were kind of like, and then when I seen you, kind of like at the presser, kind of changed it. But yeah, it's been what a fight it was with the boss, man.
Did you it's doing me head, didn't it?
Yeah, that's doing my head.
Did you pick up any injuries, Dan?
Mate, a broken nose and a bust rib, and that was it. I was back. I was back punching last week. My hands are really well conditioned for bare knuckle. I've never broke my hands once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of work when I'm in camp, hitting the pads, the bags.
Any little tricks, dipping your hands in petrol?
Years ago when I first started, but now, mate, just my hands are just. I mean, there's hard skin over hard skin over hard skin here.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to just do this last round. Hopefully it plays.
Yeah.
The
round I'm absolutely fucked in.
Nah, you didn't, mate. Like, it was a proper back and forth, mate. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
I see my head, and I don't know what's going on.
Oh, good, mate.
Someone said to me before I come on today, because I haven't been on for 6 weeks, they said it's StreamYard. StreamYard's having loads of problems.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's not the internet, because we people.
Uh-huh.
I don't get it. Everyone's been complaining about it.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah. So no injuries, mate. And we're after
No, nothing beyond my nose, mate.
Yeah, that's right. What's your worst injury you've come out with to date?
I broke my cheekbone. The worst to look at, I got a bad cut fighting BKFC last year, just under my eye. A few stitches in there, and I broke my jaw there as well. So that was a fun night out.
Yeah.
That they're probably the worst.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. I'm absolutely blown away, actually, that you've never broke your hands.
No, never.
Madness.
Probably the only bare knuckle fighter not to.
Yeah. Did you see Kyle Cassidy there?
Yeah.
Have you seen the state of his hands?
I saw his hands, yeah.
Fucking pins everywhere.
I know.
So we looking now, Dan, for your next fight?
Uh-huh.
Are you looking to fight in Scotland first this year? Now this new thing's come on.
Maybe next year, I think, mate. Maybe next year up here. Like I say, I'm not in a rush because I've had a busy year, so I'm not in a rush. I mean, I'd fight tomorrow if I could, but thinking like rationally and all that. You know, I've got a holiday next month, well, 2 months and whatnot. So just time to chill and save money, and I'll see where it is. I'll fight anyone, anywhere. So it doesn't matter about that, but it's just more for when I feel I'm ready to go. And like I said, when I'm preparing for a fight, it's all or nothing. So I want to make sure I'm sorted for that.
Yeah. Where are you going, mate?
Going to Italy.
Italy?
Yeah, me and the missus going to Italy.
I've never been to Italy, mate, but I was looking at all the footage coming back from the BKFC there, and it looked unreal.
Beautiful country, mate. It is.
Yeah. It does. Looks awesome, mate. So hopefully we're looking to see you on Bad to the Bow later on in December.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
What, mate?
Towards the end of the year, yeah, we'll keep an eye on
It's December.
Yeah.
I know that Kyle's open to hope to get Kyle a hybrid fight with Jimmy Justice Jimmy Miller.
Oh yeah.
He fought Danny, didn't he?
He fought Newcastle card last year. Yeah.
That'll be a good fight.
Yeah, definitely. He's a tricky fighter, Jimmy. He's weird style.
Yeah, I always say it, mate. He's not got the best technique or not, and he's not got the hardest punch, but he's a slippery southpaw, isn't he, mate? He's awkward.
Yeah, very, very, very awkward to deal with.
he jumps in a lot. He's like, yeah, he's a very awkward fighter, mate.
Yeah. He's a war.
But if you watch, mate, they're just throwing bombs.
When I took the 8 count, I thought there was more of the round left. I thought maybe I had at least another minute, but I don't think there was. I think there was fuck all time left after it. And I mean, I couldn't take any more then. That's why I took it. But I was hoping, right, a minute or something left, a chance for me to go and do something here. But is what it is, mate.
Yeah. Now listen, hats off to you, mate. You're absolutely fucking legend, mate. You know, we didn't know. I didn't know who you was till the night. I think on the show in Bad to the Bone last year, I wasn't well when you fought on that. So I missed you on that. I watched it, obviously, but I missed you. Nah, I said to Lewis on the night, I said I'd spoke to you, because obviously we were supporting Lewis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We travelled around and that.
Yeah.
But I said to Lewis on the night, I went, he's a really nice lad, and he went, oh no. he went, I want to do him in now. I was like, I just spoke to him outside. I said, he's going to do you in. He was like, nice, it's on, innit? He's on a little bit of shit there. But no, mate, hats off to you. So, have you got any sponsors or anything, Dan?
I do, mate. So my sponsors, Rock and Roll Tattoo Glasgow, Lifetime Improvement Group, Down to Earth Garden Services, RSD Transportation, Militant Fightwear. I'm going to forget a couple here. Plaster and Perfect, and Progress Meals.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, mate. Well, listen, we're on half an hour, Dan. I know it hasn't been the longest, mate, but we like to keep them short now because no one watches them once they go over half an hour.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
When you go off in a minute, we'll stay on for a bit, and then I'll cut the interview out. So just the interview will stay up.
Yeah.
You know, you're an interesting guy, mate. You fucking should get some traction. Can I ask you about your name?
Yes. My dad's from Algeria.
Ah, is that where it comes from?
So that explains the Mohamad. I don't know if Mohamad, or maybe with a beard. Yeah. But my dad's from Algeria.
Well, we were arguing about it earlier. He was like, he might be a Muslim convert or whatever it means. And it doesn't matter if you're not or you're not. But I was like, nah, I don't think so. I was like, and then he went, you said he'd had a boxing experience now. I went, nah. I said, the way he fought, that wasn't a boxer, that was a fighter. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, listen, hats off to you, Dan. And what we'll do is we'll get you on again, mate. The next fight that you have, what we'll do is we'll get you on before it, and what I'm going to start doing with the lads, I've done it a couple of months ago for Hector and Nick Bass. I'm going to start getting both of you on.
Right, yeah.
So we can have a little bit of a back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's what, you seen it on the weekend, mate. That's what fucking...
No, that's what sells. Yeah.
You want to raise your profile, mate. That's how they do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's, you know, we've got Tom Pratt. Every time I ask Tom, I'll go, have you got a message for the opponent? He goes, I don't want to talk no day. He's like, he's a dead nice fella, isn't he? Yeah. And I'm like, I know that. It's not personal. It's just a bit of business, isn't it? A bit of banter.
Yeah.
But, mate, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
I wish you all the luck for the future, mate, and hopefully we'll be watching you on Bad to the Bone sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as we know your next move, mate, we'll get you on, and then we'll have a good chat about that, brother.
Yeah. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,